to appearing, he plays Christian gospel music. Because he believes that the spirit is demonic in nature, he theorizes that the religious tunes will anger it and provoke it into showing itself. With the camera rolling and the music playing, he sits down to wait for the spirit to hopefully make an appearance. About 20 minutes after the YouTuber begins playing the music, a shadow quickly passes in front of the camera placed at the top of the stairs. A few seconds later, the light fixture hanging from the ceiling begins to move all on its own. The footage returns to the basement, where some bottles can be heard falling to the ground. This signals to our YouTuber that the entity is present. He calls out fearfully, attempting to communicate with it. The entity never appears on the basement camera, but the falling bottles indicate that it was present. Hopefully, Donnie is able to placate the spirit that has invaded his peaceful home.
Introducing Green Dot Bank, the extreme value bank, home of the unlimited cashback bank account with one of the richest cashback Visa debit cards in America.
YouTuber III3AMR, another amateur ghost hunter searching for evidence of the spirit world, recorded this eerie video in June of 2019. In this video, he heads to an abandoned complex late one night, armed with a flashlight and a camera, hoping to capture the terrifying image of a ghost. Only a few minutes into his ghost hunting adventure, his camera picks up something terrifying. As he heads towards the doorway of one of the structures, he shines his flashlight through the door. He's still several yards away from the structure, but clearly he wants to make sure that there won't be any surprises waiting for him when he enters. Unfortunately, the structure is not as empty as it seems. Peeking out from behind a wall inside the structure, he sees a dark figure with a large head and glowing white eyes. The entity seems to be watching him. Even after the flashlight illuminates the creature, it doesn't move. Unlike many recordings of shadow entities, this is more than just a fleeting glimpse. The YouTuber runs into the building where he saw the entity, hoping for a closer look. By the time he arrives at the spot where he saw the ghost, it's gone. He continues his exploration, hoping to capture more footage of the bizarre shadow entity. He walks around the ruins in the rundown, abandoned building, finding nothing but trash and empty corridors. After a few minutes, he heads back outside to try one of the other buildings in the complex. Once again, he spots the eerie shadow creature's glowing eyes peering out from inside a building. This time, it watches him through a window. Once again, it disappears before he gets too close. He finds no trace of the creature inside the building. One final time, he heads outside, and once more the entity can be seen watching him through a window. This time, our YouTuber's attempt to approach the entity is interrupted by a terrified scream. He's unable to locate the source of the cries, but clearly believes the terrifying shadow entity is to blame. The Campo Grande High Security Prison is probably the last place anyone would expect to spot a ghost. However, prisons are not uncommon places for ghosts to appear. In fact, Alcatraz, a former high security prison, is one of the most haunted places in the United States. YouTube channel Caralho Estado shared the video from the high security prison in Brazil, and it's taken social media by storm. The footage from a security camera shows the outside of a cell block late one evening. For the most part, everyone is asleep at this hour, so the beginning of the video shows everything to be quiet and peaceful. After a few seconds, the stillness in the image is interrupted when a strange shadow seems to emerge from the ground. The shape of the shadow is strange. The top is round and then flows straight down. It almost brings to mind the stereotypical image of a child pretending to be a ghost by putting a sheet over their head. The shadow rises up and seems to hover a few feet above the ground. It floats around the outdoor scaffolding for a while, moving more like a mist than anything corporeal. After exploring for around a minute, the shadow disappears suddenly into the ground once again. The State Penitentiary System Administration Agency has denied that the video depicts a ghost. According to the agency, the entity is simply the shadow of a person who was walking around in the dark. However, no one has admitted to being in the area at the time the video was recorded. In addition, viewers have pointed out that the shadow clearly flies from the ground at various points, making it impossible that it was human in nature. So, are ghosts real? The staff of this prison have certainly become believers.
I have a mission. I will do what needs to be done. What have you gotten yourself into, Jean-Luc?
Before we get to that number one spot and take a look at some terrifying poltergeist activity captured in an abandoned building, remember to hit that subscribe button and turn on channel notifications. That way you'll be in the loop about all our latest creepy content. When it comes to capturing spiritual activity on camera, poltergeists are a goldmine. The main thing that separates a poltergeist from a typical ghost is that poltergeists have the ability to interact with their environments. They can move objects, turn off lights, and even physically attack the humans unfortunate enough to dwell in the same space. This makes poltergeist activity significantly easier to capture on film. YouTube channel Nerve Paranorm set out to capture such footage in a creepy abandoned house, rumoured to be haunted by a poltergeist. The YouTuber wanders around the house attempting to attract the attention of the ghost. After a few minutes, a loud whistle prompts the poltergeist to move a chair resting just outside the view of the camera. A few minutes later, while he's attempting to open a door inside the house, another door nearby begins to violently rattle. The door is locked from the outside, but the ghost hunters are understandably disturbed by the violent sounds. They approach the door to investigate, and it begins to rattle even louder. A loud banging sound from the floor below draws their attention away from the door. As they begin to walk down the stairs, the door at the top of the landing that was locked only seconds before swings open all on its own. Nervously, the YouTubers decide to ascend the old staircase. At the top, they find an old dusty attic. After exploring for a few minutes, they find nothing that could explain the door rattling on its own. Is it possible some sort of spirit was trapped in the attic, just waiting to be released? It's hard to tell if these bizarre occurrences were recorded with the help of a sneaky accomplice. The footage certainly looks genuine, and staging such a long, drawn-out video in a creepy abandoned house that's falling to pieces would certainly take some planning. This eerie footage certainly makes you wonder, are ghosts real? If you want more creepy ghost footage, then check out that link on the top there. Otherwise, there's a scary playlist there you can binge on. Leave us a comment down below if you enjoyed this video, or hit that thumbs up button. And that's it for me. I'll see you all next time.
the way in a partnership with the James Beard Foundation, because it does allow for us to truly elevate the culinary experience, not only on the ground but on board as well, and bringing the portfolio of chefs that James Beard has to offer that can help design.
Welcome to the Old Burley Hospital.
This is amazing. I mean, ambitious to say the least.
To say the least. You know, we have an emotional attachment to it.
We have developed this love for it. It's just a beautiful building, one of the few in town that we happen to have. And so we loved it enough to where Chelsea took what was going to be a down payment for a home and turned it into this property.
Wow.
Yeah.
No pressure, right?
No pressure. So financially wrapped up in it, emotionally wrapped up in it. So we're really glad you guys are here.
Well, let's head in there.
All right.
What do you think, huh?
Come on in.
Please, after you. Show us around.
Thank you. I am really just a few steps removed from what Chelsea has already committed, which is literally her life savings. And if we are not successful here, then that's going to be both of our life savings.
And so you have owned this how long?
About 6 months. And our experiences started on the second day.
So your work is completely halted? I mean, you're not doing anything else in the building right now?
It's at a standstill.
We had actually a concrete contractor coming through here, and we saw these shadow people. It really scared him, and we could see how much it scared him.
I'm a construction worker. 3 months ago, I came by, I met Chelsea, and I asked her, could she show me around?
So when you think about taking a job here, how do you feel about that?
Well, I had to think it twice, because I couldn't say yes, because this is so creepy in there. Once I got to the second floor, that's where I started feeling a bad spirit. It's really creepy. Like if you have somebody back of you, like walking with you, I believe there's probably demons in back of the walls.
Tell me about your experience here at the World Hospital.
Well, everything actually happened here on the first floor. I actually sat right here
All right.
in this little corner on the floor, and we sat here and we watched a shadow crawl across the floor.
Can you describe the shadow? What it looked like? Was it a person?
It was creepy. If it was a person, it crawled.
Crawling.
It was crawling, yeah.
Yeah.
It never stood up, so. So this is the old surgery, and it's also the living room of my future apartment in
So
here.
this is where you would stay.
But I don't even know if I want to live here anymore.
And I mean, she's a really private person, so I'm sorry. But the truth is she gave up an awesome career down in the DFW area, a beautiful condo, and then this was a dream, and suddenly it's a little bit more of a nightmare.
We can feel your discomfort. Even being here with you, I can still see. So we'll do our very best to try to get to the bottom of it.
Let's do it.
This is Grand Kristen down on the third floor.
That was weird. Something just walked right in front of us.
Are you serious?
Almost as if it came out of this room right here.
That close?
Right to the staircase. It was boom, right in front of it. So I mean, we can stop and look at it.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's do it.
Did you see that? Gosh, it was right in front of it. Watch.
Whoa!
As soon as Daryl, Chris, and I got up on the third floor, we caught this figure moving from left to right across the thermometer cable.
I'd like to know who we're speaking with. Are we speaking to a person right now? Are you associated with the hospital? So any of the entities that are here, if there's a woman here with us, please touch that device again. Oh. Yeah. Were you a nurse in this hospital? Did you work as a surgical nurse in this hospital?
Yes.
Thank you very much. Is your name Mary Lucille Myers?
Mary Lucille Myers was a surgical nurse who unfortunately killed herself in this hospital.
Wow.
So she died on the premises.
Am I speaking with a Mary Lucille Myers right now? Just to clarify, if speaking with Mary Lucille Myers, could you please make that blue light go off just like you did before? Dude, there's no electricity. We shouldn't be getting any EMF.
Mary, if I see you, were you the person I saw downstairs?
Hey Ghost Hunters fans, be sure to subscribe to the A&E YouTube channel for more paranormal content and catch full episodes on A&E or aetv.com.
Harley.
Are you making noises out here again?
I did ask you to make a noise.
What's going on? Was that you? Did you make that noise? It is. It is. It's my fault. That was a woman.
It's her walking. I was walking upstairs. Back here.
All of a sudden, the activity just ramps up. There's this surge of energy just that intensifies. And I feel like something intelligent's trying to respond to us.
Trick or treat.
Trick or treat?
Oh, because of the candy? Do you want the candy in the bag? Oh, the little kids.
Did you hear the kids coming through? This laughing.
Right as I was
That
touching the
was
candy.
cool, yeah.
Do you want the candy in the bag? Oh, it's the little kids. We know this place is active. We know there's multiple spirits here that are intelligent and communicating. But like Kelly and Michael said, this place ramps up the minute a thunderstorm rolls through. So if we start introducing elements that happen in a storm into this environment, will we get any closer to these answers of who these people are and why they're still here?
All right, we have a lot to set up, so let's go get started. It's getting dark out. So many people have experienced a huge surge in paranormal activity when there's a thunder and lightning storm right above this location. So what we're gonna do is replicate that. We're gonna bring inside a huge experiment, and we're gonna recreate this indoor storm to see if paranormal activity actually spikes at the same time when we're running our experiment. Hey Elizabeth, how you doing?
Hey guys, how are you?
Thanks for coming. Elizabeth Sane is an electrical engineer and a paranormal investigator. She's going to help us recreate the elements of an indoor storm while we actually investigate the paranormal phenomena.
So this is Jacob's ladder. The spark you'll see generated between the two copper electrodes actually is so hot that it can be considered plasma, which you'll find in a lightning storm. We've used Jacob's ladder many times before and we've had good results with it, so it'll be interesting to see what happens when the other devices are running too. The next thing I want to show you guys, I'm going to set up an ion motor, and that's also where I'll be doing the data logging of the atmospheric sensors. Okay, great. So I actually configured this one to have a negative ion output so we could build up the atmosphere and hopefully, convert it over eventually to a storm.
One last thing we have set up downstairs in the basement is a haze generator.
It'll add some humidity to the atmosphere and it'll also represent some clouds.
Let's stay in direct communication. If you see anything that's just out of the ordinary, walkie us, let us know, and we'll do the same thing.
Perfect. I'll let you know what happens and I'm going to get everything fired up. Great. Awesome.
All right, let's start.
Hello? We were speaking to someone last night. We heard you.
Can you speak to us? Anything you need to try to manifest, show yourself, really try to come forth and speak to us.
I believe you not. Something not. Can you show yourself?
I thought I just saw a figure.
Where?
Right here. Did I just see you move?
Interesting.
I just felt a hand push on my back.
You're just gonna push on your back?
Yeah, like this. It was like this.
Oh.
I felt the hand indentation just pushing my back.
Are you behind Nick right now?
I feel just static electricity going through me. Jeez. It was a scream. I was in pain. Are you okay?
Fuck. Hey, Nick.
Hello? Oh, fuck.
Elizabeth?
You okay?
I saw something. There was some figure that kind of broke the beams in the laser downstairs in the basement.
In the basement?
Yeah.
I mean, if you saw something, let's go to the basement and check it out.
All right, let's go.
So, when I was watching from upstairs, something just completely passed right in front. Something blocked out the light, partially, and then the laser just came back.
I wonder if what we're doing
All right, gonna take a break.